Welcome to another edition of First Class Financial Media, and I'm your host, Donald Knotts. I must tell you, folks, you got to be a captain of your own ship. You have to be ruthless, you have to be brutal, and you can't waste time. Don't waste time for no one. Be persistent, be consistent with intensity. Now, you got people like want to tell you how to live your life where money doesn't mean anything. The most important thing is your loved ones. If you want to be rich, you have to be unbalanced. If you want to be a great husband, a great wife, fine. But if you want to be ultra rich, if you want to be tremendously wealthy, if you want to be affluent, if you want to be abundant, you gotta sail. You have to go from port to port, dock till dock, and you have to sell everything that you produce, your products, your services, your affiliates, and you must continue to recruit people from coffee shops, recruit people from bars, recruit people from church, recruit people from the supermarket, recruit people everywhere you go. And you got to bring in managers. You got to have the people to grease the wheels. You must. If you don't have a team under you, you're not going to be rich. You're not going to be successful. It's all about the team. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a very good book to help you. Another thing, you got to be an investor. You got to know how to send that money around. You let it pile up and make a big stink, but you spread it around and you make things grow. And stop beating yourself up. You got to wind yourself up all the time. You got to be your biggest supporter. You have to be your own biggest fan. You got to be narcissistic, self-centered, and egotistical. If you're not none of these things, then you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be rich. Money doesn't make you egotistical. Money doesn't make you narcissistic. Money doesn't make you a douchebag. Money doesn't make you anything. But by you choosing to be self-centered, egotistical, narcissistic, you will become rich. You got to be self-centered. If you're not the center of the universe, then you're not going to be a wealth master. Now, when you recruit, you charge fees. If someone doesn't pay your fee when you recruit them, then you don't need them. Also, whatever they produce, their goods, their services, you receive more than how much they receive. At least 60% of the gross profit belongs to you. Now, when you talk about the normal 401k savings plan, retirement, squirrel away some quid for school to send the children to college, taking care of elderly loved ones, storing equity into your home. That's not the way to wealth. Owning property, flipping property, that's not the way to wealth. If you want to be a property manager, fine, so be it. If you want to be a construction guy and you want to go out to developments, and so be it. But if you want to be rich, ultra wealthy, and affluent, and abundant, keep them things far away from you. Matter of fact, keep anybody in the millionaire class and below away from you. You only talk to billionaires. You only listen to billionaires. You only do business with billionaires. Rich, wealthy, and successful people know a lot of people, but they talk to few people. Poor people, they don't know many people, and they talk to everybody. So, stop wasting your time. That's what this tells us. This is what it tells. Poor people waste their time. Middle class people waste a little less time. Upper class people waste little time. Ultra wealthy people, oligarchs, elite, tycoons, they don't waste no time. And stop sleeping so much. Sleep when you're dead. A sleeping fox catch no vulturing. If you like sleeping, then you're not going to be wealthy. If you like entertainment, you're not going to be wealthy. If you have compassion and you're empathetic of others and you have sympathy, you're not going to be wealthy. You have to be unbalanced. You have to be a prick. You have to be everything that is negative, because the general masses, their consensus is in one area. And people who are rich, wealthy, and affluent, and uber rich, their psychological mind is in another area. So they can't fathom the rich. So you can't accept their ideology as being valid. You got to be stern. You got to. Stand on these principles. Don't waste time. You got to have discipline. You got to stop being lazy. Go all the way around the world. All the way from Europe to Africa to Asia to America, from the North Pole to the South Pole. Areas where people are the laziest are the most impoverished. Now, I'm not going to name areas or cultures that are impoverished, because everybody's riches is something different. If sleep deprivation is your riches, then don't go to sleep. But if being consistent, persistent with intensity and enthusiastic about getting riches, wealth, affluence and abundance, then sleep is the opposite of what you want. Now, if you want the relax all day, but your bills not being paid, that's your riches. Your relaxation is your success. You gotta answer these questions truthfully. You can't be outgoing and leisurely at the same time. Most people, they don't go out. Most people are reactive. They receive stimulitude and then react. If you are someone who receives stimulus to and respond, then that means you takes a little bit of time to make intelligent observation of what is occurring and decide what to do. But if you are a extraordinary person, then you're the one that is giving the stimulitude. Now, if you are proactive, that means you think about your outgoes and you vet people according to their response. You got to be proactive. You have to. If you want to be all these things, you have to be proactive. That's the only way. Pick up that phone. Make them phone calls. Get on that computer. Push them buttons. That's like a job. A job might fall into your lap, yes. But is it the job you want? Usually the job you want, you got to go out and get it. You got to stop laying around, knocking around, playing around. You got to stop them things. You got to start picking up that phone, opening them yellow pages, getting on that computer, going through white pages, checking the listings, going to Craigslist and Angie's List and all these places, and you pull out the information that you need to suit your products, your services, your affiliate marketers, your affiliate partners and vendors. You got to know who serviced you. You got to know your product. You got to know your customers and your clients. You can't be watching SpongeBob eating a bowl of cereal and expect things to work out. Stop being crazy. Stop wasting time. And be honest. You don't want to be rich, wealthy, and successful so that you can be walking around sleep deprived and losing your mind. You're doing it for the finer things in life. Whatever those finer things are. Whether it is your family, whether it is your loved ones, whether it's the yacht, whether it is the submarine, the spaceship, or whatever. Buckle down, batten down all the hatches, and get through the storm. You have to work yourself up into a bright intensity, a great bright intensity where it's evident and everyone sees. But if you want to be dim, dull, that's okay. That's what you choose. Life is about decisions and choices. It's up to you to decide. I decided a long time ago. And I'm never going back. No thank you. So, It's a lot of problems living a wealthy lifestyle, but it's worse living a poor lifestyle. Yeah, I might have to make decisions. Some are tough decisions. Sometimes I have to fire people. It's tough decisions. Sometimes I have to turn down good deals. It's tough decisions. Sometimes I gotta take bad deals. It's tough decisions. But as a poor person, choosing to die because I can't afford Malox, I'm dying from a gastrointestinal condition that can be healed with a $10 bottle of medicine, or dying from starvation, or dying because of lack of proper shelter. I'd rather deal with my problems over here than deal with those problems over there. You make your decision. It'd be a beautiful world if you made your decisions today. One more thing that you got to keep in mind on your way up the ladder to success: the people at the bottom, they're going to keep regurgitating to you how you ought to be, and you're no longer like that. The best way to deal with those people: cut them off. Don't return phone calls. Don't call them. When they speak to you, ignore them. When they're nearby, you leave. Just stay away from them. And if they are consistent and persisting that you owe them a response, that's when you become a douchebag. Ask them for money. Demand them to give you money. See, this tyrannical, draconian mindset will save you. They get so upset because they know you have money and you keep asking them for money. See, what's going on? They want to ask you for money, but they don't have any plans. They have no deals. All their deals are bad, where you lose. So what you do is you take from them. Before they can ask you for a penny, you ask them for $1. Now, if they were about something, they would have came up with you. They would have been the one working and saving and recruiting and being a promoter and a supporter, but they wasn't. So you got to cut them people off. And if they refuse to cut off, then you just got to start taking resources from them. The more resources you take from them, the quicker they're going to get out of your way. Well, that is the end of the show, and I put out my information. If anyone wants to send me an email or give me a call about any issues, we can rebut. Also, another thing, a lot of people, they look and they say, hey, you don't have a lot of viewership. Well, it's lonely at the top. These videos isn't meant to go viral. These videos isn't meant for video itemization, whereas though I'm getting money from advertisers because I have a large audience. No. I make these videos for people who I really care about and I want to see at the top. Farewell, so long.